Welcome to Earth2, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. I'm your host, VitoD.
MoeCrosby.
Welcome to the planet.
Welcome to the planet.
So, as we stated earlier,
On Monday?
on Monday, yes, we're going to talk about the button as a whole. The whole button, right?
Yeah.
So, it's parts 1, 2, 3, 4, Batman 21, 22, Flash 21, and 22. Alternating titles. So, your overall thoughts on the button,
Okay.
the event?
Alright, so the event as a whole.
Yes.
Man, okay. Maybe it's so hard because I had this event because I was so excited about this event and I was so pumped for it. The first two episodes, the first two books came in and it just, the first book hit really hard. Flash book was and then, the Batman 22 was like, break the internet levels, and then Flash 22 happened and it was like, okay, and then the last couple pages, the whole event to me could have been better. How about you?
I love it.
Wow.
Like what I said in the Monday video, it got us what we wanted, not what we needed, and in that aspect, I mean, we wanted some kind of confirmation that the Watchmen do live in this universe now, right?
But that's it.
And that's what we wanted. We got a hand,
That's all we wanted.
Yeah, but at the same time, props to DC for not throwing everything and just building it up.
I guess. Because, I mean, you still can build it up if you put, like, maybe one or two more things in there. I mean, the whole event to me felt like one big tease.
Yeah, it served its purpose.
One big tease, because it teased the Watchmen. It teased the JSA. It teased
old continuity.
Old continuity.
Yeah.
It teased a little bit of Crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't a answering event, which is what I thought. You see, okay, maybe you went in and you were like, okay, what if it answers? If it doesn't answer, I just want one or two things answered.
Yeah.
I wanted more.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. Obviously, they're building up something bigger, something better for this, and that's why it's what is it? The next one is Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock, yeah.
Come out what? August, November.
So we gotta wait. So we waited for a whole year for this.
Yeah.
Got 4 issues.
I'd rather them wait and actually have it be perfect than do something like what happened with Civil War 2 with Marvel. Marvel actually confirmed that the only reason why we did Civil War 2 is because the movie was coming out, so we just threw on whatever we could do, and in the end, it was a really bad read.
Civil War 2 wasn't good to me. Civil War 1 is still Marvel's #1 event ever of all time for me. Right now, actually, Secret Empire is coming up a close second. But I thought this event I just thought this event would have like more meat to it. But when I heard it was a 4-part event,
you don't want to get full off your appetizer.
But again, we didn't know that this was they were gonna give us something more.
When you go out to a restaurant and you go out and get something to eat, and if you get too much on your appetizer,
too much bread,
right? The main course loses its meaning because you're just like and then you spend all this time getting dressed, getting ready, and then you wasted it all on the appetizer.
But I mean, you don't want to get full of your appetizer, I get. But did you know you were getting the main course till the last page on Flash #22?
I mean, you even said it after the first. Issue,
I did. You said
it.
My initial thought was that the button is going to be a 2-part event. This very beginning, and then at this, then they're going to announce sometime later. They're gonna do a button part 2.
I think this is gonna be something after this. So
you know what? Maybe again, I undersold myself at the at after the Flash. I was like, maybe there's more, so they're gonna give us this. But again, you remember we had that video a couple, before this came out. We wanted a couple things answered, so we got 1 out of 5, which is not okay. Which is not bad for a year's worth event. I mean, those were just 5 general questions. It wasn't like 5. Those were, we had to focus a lot of questions to come up with that 5. But I would have loved at least 2 questions out of that 5. I mean, but we know. But what I do like about the event is we did have that Watchmen question answered. That's without a doubt.
All right. So, but when they announced the button, right? They didn't say anything. They just said the button is coming.
Yes.
Right. We had nothing going on. We as readers and fans, we jumped the conclusions, and we thought, oh, okay, this is gonna answer this. This is gonna answer everything. And lo and behold, right before the what's it called? Right before the 4th one comes out, Jeff Johns does an interview, and he says everything will be answered in Doomsday Clock.
But do you realize that?
So then, right then and there, we knew we weren't gonna get anything on in Flash.
But you do you also realize that this is what I think? I think that Flash 22 was supposed to come out a week before.
Yeah,
it didn't, and so I'm thinking that they
were gonna.
Schedule,
they had probably originally had a spoiler in it, and they're like, no, we're gonna do this because Jeff Johns is gonna work on Doomsday Clock, and it's a better story to bring them into it that way rather than shoehorn and hurry up everything. Because what would happen if they would have seen Dr. Manhattan? They didn't see it. All they saw is that
his hand.
They didn't see the hand. You as a reader saw the hand, but Flash and Batman.
None of
all they know.
Characters have seen.
Minus Reverse Flash.
But he's dead.
But they saw Reverse Flash, and he said, God said, in they know that they're not fighting against an entity, they're fighting against the actual God.
Well, yeah, that's what they know now,
right?
But I mean, okay, so what I was saying is I do like what they did in the end of Flash 22, but as the event as a whole, it wasn't as solid for me. It was good. Don't get me wrong, it was a good event, but I feel like it could have been better, maybe with one more thing, because like we had both said in Batman 21 and Flash 21, is those 2 comics felt half. Very half. You could have added some things to it. It's not shoehorning if you feel like something could have been added to it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, again, had they rushed everything in the last 2, you would have complained about, okay, then half of this could have been in the other one, right?
Yeah,
but all of them kept the same pace, where at the end of the first one, you didn't know where this was going. At the end of the second one, you still didn't know where it was going. At the third one, you're like, oh, okay, where is this going? Yeah. Could it go this way? Could it go that way? And then when it ends, you're like, oh, it went there. I didn't expect that.
Fine. That's okay. And that's okay. But
completely unpredictable.
Which I feel like,
which is again, a really good.
It's a good thing, but think about it. Do you think it may have been unpredictable because they had someone else write the last 2? And he had to add his own.
Well, I strongly still think that it was Jeff Johns that wrote it and gave them the ideas, and it was
just like with movies, you have someone who writes the story, and then you have someone who writes the screenplay.
Yeah, somebody does somebody like directs it. It's probably not the same vision as the writer.
Yeah, someone has to put the writer's vision.
Yeah, that's what happened between.
Yeah, so so it's Jeff Johns' story, overall story, and then So maybe they decided, okay, since Jeff has said I'm doing, whatever. But to me, I mean, the event was an A, only because it had very great moments in it. It had a lot of great moments in it. And then it ended in Flash 22 with, the epilogue at the end of it, where as the reader we see Manhattan, and he says those things like, I'm also, we're all puppets.
Yeah, so he sees that someone's pulling the strings.
So someone is pulling the string. So now we're left again to either, as fans, theorize, and which is what fans will always do. You theorize, and then if it doesn't meet your theory, at some point, if it doesn't meet your theory, and 2, if you get to a point where it's like, if it doesn't meet your theories, 1. And then 2, if certain things aren't answered for you, you feel like you got cheated. That's what I'm saying. You feel like, it doesn't necessarily mean that, as a fan, they don't have to answer you. They write the book for everyone.
Okay.
They didn't just write it for you. And I'm coming off the point where I feel like I'm feeling very spoiled. And I just wanted this one to be for me.
Okay.
So that's what I'm coming off. Like that, period.
talking about Doomsday Clock.
Yes.
Right. So Doomsday Clock has.
I'll be in it 100% like
so,
this.
So, you know, they say 5 minutes to midnight.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes to Doomsday, right? Midnight meaning Doomsday. The top of the emblem. The countdown is heading towards Superman.
Yes.
Right?
And I was like, yes.
Okay, so that means Superman is playing a very huge part in this story, right?
In this story at the end of the day.
In Action Comics and in Superman.
Yeah, well, especially his
he
events.
He even changed his continuity to revert back to the new 52.
Yeah, new 52.
Right?
Yeah.
And he changed some things, right? Meaning he's that powerful. What if... And Dr. Oz even says, who's in control, him or me?
Yes.
Could it be that Superman is God himself as well?
This is true because at the end of Superman Reborn, we see Superman 52, and we see pre-Flashpoint Superman combined to become one whole entity. Now he's like one.
Yeah, could it be that Superman's taking on a god form now?
Yes, because also in Action Comics, I think in the early Rebirth Action Comics, he fought Doomsday, and he wasn't as powerful when he was fighting Doomsday. He even, if you read that, he would say, in the panels, like, I don't feel I'm where I was when I fought you the last time. This feels different. He kept saying that as the thing went on, and then when Doomsday disappeared, he was a little relieved. So I'm thinking, this is another fan theory, that we're going to get Doomsday because the name is Doomsday. Doomsday Clock. And you have Superman. And then in
which,
the end,
interestingly enough, the initials is DC.
Yeah.
So,
And then
I see what you did.
I see what you did there, Jeff. That was good. But then, because also at the end of this, when Manhattan is talking, or when you see you reading his stuff, when you get there's a Superman logo and it looks beaten in. So maybe we get Doomsday and Superman coming to a head because. Who again? I'll question who is Mr. Oz. Who's is he? And then we both have a theory on who Mr. Oz might be or who Dr. Oz might be. He might be Oz for Ozymandias, whatever Ozymandias.
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias. He might be Oz for that, and because Ozymandias in Watchmen pulled the strings, he might be the one pulling strings again.
Yep.
So that might be a way to have So the Watchmen could have been, or may have been, in DC the whole entire time with Ozzy in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the event again leaves us with more questions.
It leaves you wanting more. It leaves you,
but it does its job because like I had said in Flash 21 video, if you go back and look, I said this is my theory. I said this last week. I'm going to say it again today. I said this on the podcast. I'm going to say it again today. I feel we're going to get 2 events from this.
And I'd rather have them take their time with it and give me an amazing story than just rushing through something, half-assing it, and just building it up to be like the best story ever. And then when we read it, we're like, nah.
But even in the interview, Jeff said he's not finished with.
He's still right. It's more than 6, but it's not going to go past 13.
Yeah.
So
that should be good.
And imagine if it's a monthly too. A whole year of book reports.
Yes. A whole year of book reports. Yeah, but I mean, Vito loved it. A+, I believe. Yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm just, like I said earlier, I just feel spoiled. I just wanted, I wanted what I wanted, and I wanted it right then. I'm one of those guys who sometimes I am where Vito is, where just give me my little, give me bread, give me soup, give me spaghetti or the full meal, and then give me coffee at the end, or give me cake at the end, or a dessert.
I'm not a dessert guy.
What?
I was raised in a household where if you were still hungry, you just get a second plate. We don't do desserts.
Give me dessert at the end. Sometimes that's what you like. Sometimes you just want you just want to walk in and just have the meal straight up. Like, I don't want no bread, I don't want no salad. Just give me my bowl.
Like Marshawn Lynch, you know why I'm here.
You know why I'm here, and that's how, in a way, that's how I came into this event. It's like, okay, questions, answer.
You know why I'm here.
You know why I'm here. Like, questions, answer now. Like,
well, you can do that with Doomsday Clock now.
Oh yeah. So I'm doing that with Doomsday Clock now because I think Jeff already also said he's not doing. Because he's not going more than...
He said everything he's been writing has been leading up to this. So, he's been writing for a while.
So this should be it right here. This should be it. He kind of also said the Watchmen might not have another continuity past this. Like, they're not going to have a Watchmen 2.
Good.
Yeah, because they don't... they don't need to be anymore.
You know how we already feel about reboots and continuations and movies and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so down in the comment section below,
let us know what you thought about it.
Did you enjoy the whole event?
No,
you like Vito, where you loved it and you want your bread, your soup, your meal, and your dessert at the end?
Yeah, or you like Mo that just believes in recklessness and anarchy and chaos and...
Hey man, sometimes man, let anarchy reign. Like, seriously. But let us know how you feel about the whole event. But again, I loved it and Vito loved it. It's just how we both feel about certain things about it.
So just like hit us up on our social media as well. So Earth2 Comicast, and that's with the number 2. It's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Same thing with SoundCloud.
Yeah, check us out on there because we do spoiler-filled reviews on there. We talk about a whole bunch of other things.
Weekly news that we feel is worthy of talk about.
Yeah.
So
answer some of them.
Every Thursday, just check out a new episode. And so for them VitoD, this is
MoeCrosby.
Go for your long boxes.